Well,
What was that with your eyebrows?
well.
I can't even do it.
Did you ever see that Cadbury's advert when we were kids?
Yeah, so I can move this eyebrow quite easily, but I can't. This one doesn't, like this one. If I squint that eye a little bit,
Proper.
I can move it, but I can't move this one. I can't do it.
It's like that thing, like because The Rock was big when we were kids, like The Rock's eyebrow, the people's eyebrow. They used to do. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. What a way to kick off this amazing episode of the podcast. Yay!
Talking about eyebrows.
Talking about eyebrows. And how the Cadbury's advert was absolutely amazing. Can we just actually have a quick chat on that? I know this is completely not planned at all, but how good were adverts back in the day in comparison to now?
Mate, so I saw this thing on TikTok the other day, and it was like, what's a useless thing that you've just remembered and you can't unremember it?
Yeah.
And this guy was just quoting the Green Giant advert. It's like, my mum says you are what you eat. And I was like, why does everyone just know this by heart? Everyone knows it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, top tier adverts in the early 2000s, that is the one. Because the ones that always come back to me is all the Cadbury's adverts, and they did loads in the row. And I know we was just doing the eyebrows one. Then there was the gorilla playing the drums. I can feel it.
I don't remember that.
What? You can't remember the gorilla on the drums?
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's so good. Gotta show it, yeah.
One that I didn't realise I remembered. So my cousin's partner, he watches basketball. Like I think he plays it as well, and he just loves basketball. And we were talking about sports, and he's like, yeah, but you watch American football. And I'm like, it's the only sport I can actually watch and not get bored of. And he was like, why don't you watch basketball? Now, I used to love basketball, like playing it in school.
Yeah.
I was goated at it as well. But then they turn around and were like, oh, you're a girl, you can't play it. You have to go and play netball. And I was like, bitch, please. Like, I'm better than like pretty much every guy in here.
I'm the goat.
But yeah, I used to really enjoy basketball, but I cannot watch it because the squeaking noise of the shoes drives me insane. It's all I can hear. Drives me mad. And he was like, oh, I bet you hated that Nike advert. I'm like, I don't remember a Nike advert. And he showed it me, and it's just shoes squeaking. And I was like, okay, this was a memory that I had very clearly suppressed.
Yeah.
Why have you unlocked it again?
Yeah, it was definitely a thing.
So annoying.
There were so many good adverts, literally. Like I said, the Cadbury's one, I can't believe you can't remember the gorilla playing the drums. I'm so baffled by that. And then they did the airport one where all of the different airport cars are driving round to Don't Stop Me Now. And they're like, it's dead good.
Don't remember that
That was
either.
the Cadbury's one. The Cadbury's ones were top tier.
So one that I remember from my childhood was, do you remember Lely Kelly shoes?
Lely Kelly, the cutie shoes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone just knows that song. I always wanted a pair and I never got any. And to this day, I'm still kind of sad. And I watched one of the adverts on YouTube a couple of months back. I was like, those shoes aren't even nice. Why did I want them? But I think it's just because the song was so good, it made you want the shoe.
Yeah, didn't they come with like a toy in the heel or something?
Yeah.
It was like a thing, right?
Some of them came with like little makeup bits or something, like, you know, the little kid makeup that you get.
Yeah, I want that cheap-ass pound shop makeup that's in there.
Hold on, while we're on makeup back in the younger years, I don't know how much you will personally know about this, but you might remember this trend.
There we go.
Why is it, I want to say 2007 to possibly like 2009?
Okay, go on.
Blue eyeliner. Why did we all think that was good?
Blue eyeliner.
Why did we all try... Bearing in mind, none of us could do liquid eyeliner back then. We were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But all of us would just draw like a blue line across our eyelid, and it was the messiest line you've ever seen. But why blue? I've never understood that.
I can't remember the blue eyeliner.
I remember going into Claire's to try and buy it, and it was just constantly sold out. Like, you were so lucky if you managed to get some, because everyone was just using it.
But do you know what also was happening at that same time? The quiff
What?
that the girls had.
I want that to come back.
It's-
Let's be honest, it looked fucking ridiculous.
It looked crazy.
However, in the morning, so easy. Grab your hair, get some like hair grips or bobby pins, whatever you want to call them. Bang, sorted. And I rocked that shit.
There was so many with that. And
It looked fucking horrendous. Or that, and the headbands, you know, those thin ones that are like hair bubbles, but you'd wear them around your forehead.
yes, them.
And sometimes you'd double them up so you'd have like a brown one and a white one.
Yeah.
And if the gap between them was too much or too little, you were a loser.
And do you want to know what the worst bit is then on top of that?
So weird.
Then the Karen haircut came in to fashion, where the girls had
The pixie haircut.
yeah, like really short,
Everyone
but then
had
they had
that.
the sweep at the front
Wasn't-
and everything.
So that was because, wasn't there a girl like in the Saturdays or some sort of girl band who had it and everyone just wanted to look like her?
Or was it what's her name?
Let's be honest, like 90% of the girls who had that haircut did not look like her.
What was the other one that had it
But
like that? Was her name Ruby
I don't know.
Roach?
I thought it was someone from the Saturdays.
Out of Orange is the New
Yeah,
Black.
so that was when I was like a bit older.
I can remember her having like a haircut like that.
Yeah.
But that was a
Everyone
thing.
just had a massive crush on her. Girls included.
Yeah.
None of us were lesbians, but we were all like, yeah, I'll give her a go.
It was definitely a thing. Ah, wow.
I always wanted that haircut, but I never dared to do it.
Just got to believe in yourself to go that extra mile and push yourself forward and be the standout, just like all the boys had the Justin Bieber haircut.
Oh, God. I bet you did, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was a part of that group. Or the one where they had the fringe down, like proper down, like down. If I hadn't got a fringe, proper down, and then the top bit just a little bit spiky.
Yeah.
We all wanted to be a little bit special. We all wanted to be a little bit different, but that's what we kind of came out with. The only other word, well, that sounds bad. The only other advert I remember, because I felt like it was always on when the adult TV was on, as in like EastEnders or Coronation Street, right? It used to be the guy that used to pop up on your screen and go, well, you buy one, you get one free. I says, you buy one, you get one free. We've got windows, we've got doors.
Okay, there was that. There's two others. Auto glass repair.
Auto glass replace.
And then there was Go Compare. That one.
Yes, when what the first time when it was actually
Yes,
proper,
and it was massive.
yeah,
And he had like that handlebar moustache.
the full shebang. Because then this kind of
Oh, I
like
remember the meerkat ones.
what,
What was his name? Sergey.
Sergey, yeah, they used to send him all to these different places, whether it was to the movies or to space or to
Yeah.
flipping wherever it was at the time. So that was quite good as well, to be fair. No, I enjoyed
And
all
there's
of them.
another one. So I know what the advert's for, but I don't know what they actually do. But
Okay, go on.
0800 00.
1066.
So it's Hastings Direct, but what is that? Is it like an
Yeah, it's an
insurance
insurance
company?
company.
Okay. So I memorized that number as a kid, and I can't say I've ever needed it, but
But still,
it's like in school how the child line number was drilled into us.
it wasn't at my school. Does that mean?
Okay, your school didn't care about you. It was just drilled into us in primary school. I think it was like 0800 1111. And I remember people saying, like, I never did it because I wouldn't dare. But people saying, like, their mum would ground them and they're like, I'm going to call Childline on you. And, like, say the number. Like, I would never threaten my mum with that because, I don't know, like, my mum never did anything bad. Like, it's not like she'd turn around and smack me. But I was just terrified of her as a kid. She never really did anything, but I didn't want to find out what she was going to do. So I was like, I'm just going to stay on
You
the
don't
good
want to
side.
fuck
you know?
around and find out. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Fuck around, you find out that shit ain't fun.
Speaking from experience, are we?
Speaking from experience. Saying that, my mum never did anything like that to me. She was never horrible to me. She was quite loving. But damn, I would not want to mess with her.
Yeah, it's like my mum would say, you need to be back before the streetlights come on.
Nah.
At the second
Yeah.
I could see it getting dark, I would run home. But now I look back, I'm like, what was she going to do?
I don't know.
But at the time, I was like, I don't want to know what she's going to do. I'm going home.
Well, the thing is, I was scared of my mum for this reason. Now, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to type it to you because this is her job. I'm not sure if I've told you before what job she does, right? But this is why I was terrified of my mum, right? Because you hear the stories about these people, right? And I was like, nah, I don't want to mess about. I just know my role. I'm going to be well behaved and nothing's ever going to happen. Because it was always there. Well, do you want to fuck around and find out? See you later.
She's got some contacts. Like, you're going off, mate. See you later. Pack your bags.
Bye. Have fun wherever you go. And then you're like, shit. Fucks around, find out. Nah, not today. But I think back to when I was a kid, and I think I was a little bastard when I was a kid. Personally. I don't think I was the most behaved. That's for sure.
See, I don't think I ever did anything like really naughty as a kid. I'd get the blame for a lot of stuff from my sister.
You know, now I look back at
it. I don't think I ever really did anything.
Like, for example, me turning around to my mum. Fuck off. Definitely done that before.
Yeah, I would never.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Grounded. Xbox took off me the full lot, right? But because my mum worked a lot, it was quite easy to slowly start manipulating my mum. So she'd go, "You're grounded." And I'd go, "Yeah, all right, no worries. I'm not bothered. I'm going to bed." I'd go to bed, wake up the next day, she'd be at work, and I'd get home from school, walk home from school, and she took my Xbox power cable. So I couldn't turn on my Xbox. Grounded. It's like, shit. Where would that be? I go find it, and then I'll start playing on my Xbox. She'll come in about an hour and a half later, and she'll go, "Thought I grounded you. No, that was last week, Mum." "Oh, right. Must be getting mixed up." So they're playing on the game like nothing happened. But yeah, I always tried my best to try and manipulate her. It was funny as anything. Yeah.
I know. See, my mum wasn't very good. We thought we'd got away with it. So, GTA San Andreas, 18 plus game.
Yeah.
Me and my sister had a PlayStation 2 in our room that we shared. So it was like both of ours.
Yeah.
We got it for Christmas one year, and we had like a Crash Bandicoot game and, I don't know, something else that was like age appropriate. And we were like, we really want this San Andreas game. Our friend's brother had it, and we used to go around there and play it. Never told my mum that we played it. Because she knew we had it. She always used to ask us, and we're like, no, we've never played it. So, obviously, being us, we go to my dad. "Oh, Dad, can we get this game?" And he's like, what is it? "Oh, it says 18 plus, but it's just because it's got bad language in it, but we'll play it with it muted." So he's like, "Yeah, all right." So you know those shops that just used to sell video games for like £2?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where they got them from. I don't know whether they were dodgy
Yeah,
or
definitely
what.
dodgy. Yeah.
But I remember going into one of those shops, and me and my sister stood there, and he's like, "Oh, is this for them?" And my dad's like, yeah, but that, you know, I've told me it's 18 plus and whatever, but I've said it's okay. I've just got to play with it muted. And this guy's like, okay, kind of looks at us like, yeah, you ain't told me the full story, have you? And we're like praying this guy doesn't say anything. Anyway, get the game, get it home, and then we used to switch the disc out and put it into the dance mat. So we had like a dance mat PS2 game. And we used to put the disc in there so that my mum would never see the case, and the case was like hidden under the TV stand.
Yeah.
And like my mum or dad would come in while we're playing it, and a lot of the time me and my sister would just be on like a motorbike going around the skate park.
Yeah.
Just going up the ramp and down. We used to just spend hours doing that. So they just thought it was like a skateboarding game or something, or a driving game. And then my mum found the case one day. Ooh. We got in some shit. My dad got in shit for buying it for us, and he was like, "Well, they play with it muted." And my mum was like, "Do you know what this game is?"
I can just imagine your dad being there, probably sat on the sofa as well. Your mum's gone storming in. "What is this?" And he's gone, "Bought it ages ago." "Well, they shouldn't be playing this stuff at their age." "Well, they're playing it muted, so what's it matter?"
But my dad, even to this day, he came in my room like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and I was playing COD, and he was like, "Oh, is that game?" And I know exactly which one he means. Or he says, "Oh, have you still got that game where you drive around and run people over?" That's what he knew it as, because my dad would play it, but he'd just get in a car and just run everyone over until the police caught him or he died. And then he'd just get back in another car and go do it. And he always asks me, have you still got that game? And I'm like, it's on one of my PS4s. Like, put it in the front room and play it if you want. But he's not took it yet. And the scariest thing about this is my dad was a driving instructor. And I'm pretty sure he used to come home from lessons after he'd had like a really stressful student and just take his anger out on the game. Because he'd just come in and be like, give me the controller and just run everyone over. So.
That's funny,
Yeah.
That is funny. Full respect, though. You got the game.
It did get taken off us. And then I think my sister finally got it back, but I wasn't allowed to play it because she's 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
So I think she finally like got it back. She was probably like 13 at this point. She was allowed to play it and I wasn't, but obviously she'd let me play it when like my mum or dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
I took it to one of my friends' houses and her parents were strict. And I mean fucking strict, right? So I put it in a different case, took it round to her house. We're sat there playing it. I don't know how her dad found out, but as I was like getting ready to go home, I was like putting my shoes on and he walks over and like the case is next to me on the stairs and he opened it up and saw the disc inside. And then he told my mum and I got loads of shit and I was like, you rat bastard.
You
like,
rat bastard.
Come on, bro. As if you just ratted me out like that. No need.
Did I ever tell you how I managed to get Call of Duty Black Ops?
You did. You said it on the podcast.
No, I said it. There we are then. If you haven't seen that episode, you need to go and find it.
You kept pretending you couldn't find it, didn't you? So your mum couldn't take it back to Blockbuster.
Yeah. Just gotta do these things as kids. You know what I mean? You gotta try and get away with what you can. Whilst you can. So, zero fucks given from my side. It was definitely worth it.
I mean, it worked.
It worked. The plan worked. I had no issues. And I enjoyed exactly what I got. Easy life. Easy. So now we're finished chatting shit about adverts.
It is chatting shit.
And what
Never.
they can do. As you can see, I've got new earphone cups. Black and red. It's only because my PC's
Do you know what? I thought there was something different.
Yeah.
So before we started recording, Wes was on the phone and he had his headset like, the earphones were like above his ears. Yeah, like that. And I was like, there's something different here. And I couldn't put my finger on what it was. That'll be it.
That'll be it. I decided to go for
That will be the new thing.
Gone for the black and red look. Looking suave, looking fine, looking dapper. You know. God,
Looking like shit, but...
I don't appreciate that. It's really hurt my feelings. It's hit me right here.
I mean, it had to be
Where
done,
it
didn't
hurts. I could be controversial here. When that's being said,
where's this going?
Worst accent in England, Liverpool accent. Fact.
Okay, on a female, I would agree. I don't mind it on a male.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I don't mind the Liverpool accent on guys, and I don't know why it's different, and I know that's a bit of a double standard. But I think it just sounds really common when it's girls. Normally, some of them are okay. But when it's a man, it sounds funny. Like, it's very similar to Scottish. Any insult, even if it's not funny, you call someone a fucking hat stand.
You fucking hat stand?
Yeah, see, in that accent, or a Scottish accent, hilarious. If I was to say that in my accent, everyone would be like, what the fuck?
It sounds like they're choking.
When they say chicken,
Chicken?
and what they do with the k sounds, I'm like, how does that not hurt your throat after a while of talking though? I don't get how it doesn't hurt.
It's just like born and bred into you, isn't it?
Maybe.
Just
But yeah, I don't know what one I hate more. I know which one I hate most in the UK. In England, I'm not entirely sure.
in the UK. Wow, so that means you hate one of them bad in the UK.
Bad. And I got a lot of shit for this a few years ago.
Go on, then.
So there was a big Twitter thread and it was like, what's the worst accent in the UK? A few people have put the same answer as me. And no one was asked. I said it. This entire fucking country came after me, right? I had to put my Twitter on private and people were sharing it and everyone was so mad. And I was like, right, okay. the Welsh accent.
Oh no.
And so I never noticed it until a few years ago. I was sat watching, it was like Home in the Sun or Home and What, some home buying show, right?
Yeah.
And there was a couple on there. And me and my mum we always used to just watch this in the day. We'd be sat there like doing our knitting when we're knitting like baby clothes for someone. I think it was my cousin. And we'd always just have that TV show on in the background. This one couple came on, Welsh accent, and I was like, Mum, turn it off. And she was like, no, I want to see what house to go for. And I was like, I can't sit through this. I'm going upstairs. Can't do it. It made me irrationally angry. And that's the first time I ever noticed it. But now I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. Right? So on this Twitter thread, I said, I don't want to dox myself, but it's quite obvious to tell where I'm from because I've got the shittest accent in the world. So you can tell it's a Midlands-ish accent, right?
I don't know if you heard mine. Mine's no better.
Yours doesn't fit where you're from.
You don't think?
No.
But don't you think...
The video I was editing the other day when you said, I want to buy myself a Saltburn house, you didn't say house, you said ass.
Ass. What's that?
And I don't know where that's from, but it's not where you're
Might
from.
be a Sheffield thing.
Maybe, I don't know what accent they have there.
Yeah. Might be a Sheffield
But
thing.
anyway. So, yeah, I put it on Twitter and a lot of Welsh people came for me. And I even said, I'm not one to talk because my accent is from such and such place, which is literally the shittest. However, I can't stand the Welsh accent. The Welsh got so angry. I had people literally writing me paragraphs about we've been like oppressed by the English for too long and all this, and this is why we want to be a separate nation. And I was like, why are you so pressed? Like, I just don't like the way you sound. Get over
it. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. I've got to flip this on its head though now and play it.
Although North Wales is okay because they don't. It's like the really heavy Welsh, like the Valleys accent. Some people think it's beautiful. In fact, a lot of people do. So if you have that accent, you know, it's fine. Someone out there likes you. It's just not going to be me.
Yeah, it's probably in like top 5. But this is the thing. So if we was to flip it on our head and see what is the most attractive accent in the UK, right? I love the way that Irish women speak.
Irish is beautiful.
Wow. There's just something about
the Irish accent.
It's amazing. The accent from Ireland is the one. I think
I'm in love with it because of Ronan Keating, mainly. Can't lie to you, but that accent is nice.
There's just something about the Irish accent which sounds beautiful to your ears.
Yeah.
And it just sounds perfect. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Yeah, I get that.
It's an attractive accent. Whereas if you go on like Newcastle, I don't think that's an attractive accent.
What does Newcastle sound like though?
Why, I pet? Are we doing?
Okay. Yeah.
Talk a bit.
Yeah, okay, no.
Yeah, they talk a bit high pitched and that. I don't know. That could be the worst accent in the world.
What's like a Manchester accent? Because I remember someone being from Manchester and I was like, I love the way they talk. But then I heard someone else from that and I was like, I hate this. There's no way that's the same thing. And now I can't think of what it sounds like.
Like the rapper H.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Wayne Rooney. Like that. Not quite Liverpool, but a bit more like toned down.
Hollyoaks accent.
Yes, very similar to that. Yeah,
yeah,
that type of thing.
So there was a guy that I met in Greece. So he was like a barman, and most horrendous holiday of my life. So I just kept going to this bar. This guy was friendly. Yeah, I felt kind of safe there. I was like on my own in a foreign country. I was like, I'm just gonna go here.
Not too sleazy.
Yeah, like he was really nice, really friendly. And obviously he was from the UK. And he added me on Instagram while I was there because he wanted to make sure I got back to my hotel okay and everything. He was like, just checking that you got back all right. And he was like, your mate seems like a proper dick. Like, what's going on there? And I was like telling him the whole story. And we stayed in touch for a bit after, and his accent, I thought, this is beautiful. And he was from Manchester.
Manchester.
But then when I think of like Sinead from Hollyoaks, I'm pretty sure she's got a Manchester accent, and it was horrendous.
No, it's a no for me. A lot of people don't like the Birmingham accent because they talk more. Well, I don't know how to do it. I can't speak like a Brummie. I can't do it.
Like from Birmingham.
Birmingham?
Yeah, I don't like that one.
But they talk like
again a
down.
bit Welsh. It's a bit brain dead.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like someone's got a baseball bat and hit the brain cells out of their head.
That's exactly what Birmingham's like.
Yeah.
Brummie accent.
So on some people, I think it's... So the guy that I did a photo shoot with a couple of weeks ago, he is from Birmingham. And his accent is... You can tell it's Birmingham, but at the same time, you kind of like... I don't know if that's where he's from or whether that's just where he lives.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's got a little bit of a twang to it, and I don't know where from. It was like not fully Birmingham.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's different parts of Birmingham or what, or whether it's just different people. So maybe it just suits some people and not others.
Yeah. See, I like Sheffield, even though I'm not far away from Sheffield, but I quite like Sheffield accent because they go, I don't know. They talk like that, and I don't know why I like it.
I talk like that sometimes.
But they talk a bit like that.
I just do it.
I want a bread cake. That's how they talk.
Yeah, okay, I quite like that.
No, I don't know. They kind of talk with like, they roll off the end of each sentence constantly. So instead of being, I don't know.
I do that accent without realising sometimes when I'm just in a silly mood. But I never knew that's where it was from. I just kind of Sheffield. Like, this is just how I talk sometimes.
Yeah. But there's something about the Sheffield accent that I do like. Not everybody does, but I do like the Sheffield accent. And the further you go down the country, it's weird. You go down, down, down. I think probably after Coventry, as you start heading towards London, they slowly...
See, I don't know UK. I don't know any geography, but UK geography, I'm like, I don't know where that is.
Anyway.
So I know, like, you're here.
Yeah.
And then there's that, like, little town, but everyone knows it, that's, like, there. And then I'm here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know. I don't know what's there. And I also don't know what's up here.
So above is Sheffield. Sheffield.
Yorkshire is like that way up somewhere, right?
Yeah, so you've got Lincolnshire and that side where Skegness is, all that way. Then you've got
that's all like
Yorkshire. Eastern. No. Yes. East is Lincolnshire. West is Yorkshire. Then towards Liverpool and that Merseyside. Then you go down, you go past Leicestershire, Coventry, down there. Then you get to like Aylesbury, which is getting towards London. And the further you go down there, the more they talk with their mouth open. So they talk more like this. The further you go down south, and they sound like they're over pronouncing their words. The further you go down, until you get to London, where you've got like 4 different mixtures. You've got
London's got like posh London, trav London.
Yeah, you got Cockney rhyming slang who sounds like Danny Dyer. I love his accent; it's great.
I can't think what it sounds like.
It's like all like the Cockney rhyming slang, isn't it? And I'm rubbish at it. I don't even know.
Yeah, but like, what does it sound like? Go on.
I can't do a Danny Dyer accent.
Try it.
I'm trying to think now how I'd do it. And I can't think. I couldn't think how to do it. I'd have to listen to it, then do it. I don't think I could do it.
Okay. Where is it that do like... So everyone's seen that video, right? Of the little kid taking the piss out of the way his dad talks. And he's like, car on road.
Car on road?
Please tell me you've seen that video.
That sounds like what I talk like.
Yeah, you do a bit, but I'm like, where is it from?
I don't know. Is the car on the road?
I don't know if it's like Yorkshire kind of way.
Yeah, it sounds Yorkshire.
Because one of my friends is like from up that way somewhere, I think. Again, I'm really bad at geography, but I think he's like around there somewhere. And he says stuff like that, so he's like, on road. And I'm
road, watter.
I like it. I like... Yeah, I like that accent. but I don't quite know what to call it.
It's on road. Yeah, it sounds from where I'm around. That sounds like where we are.
No, I don't think it does.
Because
I
that's
don't
how
hear that much
that's how
around
Bill
here.
speaks. He speaks a bit common like that.
Yeah,
It's
true, to
common
be
for
fair.
us. Watter. That's what my granddad used to say to me. My granddad on my dad's side, he used to go, "You want some watter?" And the thing is, he's dead posh. So he overpronounces his words and he is posh. But that's the one thing that we'll say. You want some watter, kid? You can talk like Chris Eubank is the one.
I don't know who that is.
You know Chris Eubank is the boxer. Right.
No.
You're going to have to edit this in because it needs to be seen and he needs to see it and it needs to be done. Right? It's the one. And I'm sure you'll find it on TikTok where it's like, I wouldn't mind some Skittles. They're an amazing condiment, aren't they? We call them Sweeties. And these are Smarties. It's just the way that he talks, right? I'm going to find you a quick one now. Sweeties. Chris Eubank. Oh, it was on Gogglebox. That's what he was on when he says it to his son. I need to see you watch this.
Would you like a sweetie? A what? A sweetie.
I'll take a Smartie.
These are Smarties, indeed.
And that's his son next to him.
A absolutely stupendous confectionery.
Stupendous confectionery.
Yeah, it's just how he talks. Like, absolutely stupendous. And you start there thinking to yourself, how is this guy been world heavyweight champion at boxing and an absolute demon in a boxing ring? And that's how he talks? Is that even right? At this stage, is he even allowed to talk like that? And when he walks into KFC and he does that KFC one, and he walks in, goes for the reception, says, I've never been inside of this establishment before. The Colonel's Fried Chicken. Oh, I'm very excited to try this for the first time. Oh my God, they have Fanta. I haven't had that since I was a little boy.
Yeah, so he's got a very soft voice, but I'd say that that's the sort of accent that I imagine. You know when Americans try and think how British people talk?
They think of Chris Eubank.
So, I don't know if you've seen it, but Pretty Little Liars, I know you said you know the theme tune, but if
Yeah.
you watch the actual show...
I've watched bits and bobs, just in between.
Okay, big spoiler coming up for anyone who hasn't finished it, although I'm pretty sure it finished in like 2017. So what
Ages
you're doing.
ago.
It was so long ago, so you should have seen it by now.
Who is
So-
A?
In the finale, when we find out who A is,
Her boyfriend.
again, if you don't want to hear this, skip forward by like 2 minutes.
Boyfriend.
When you find out who A is, right? And it's one of the Liars twins. And the accent that she puts on, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, it
What
is.
are you doing?
And then she's like,
It's
I
horrendous.
was thrown away as a child. And she's got the proper fake British accent.
So people were like, oh, she based it on like, I don't know, Eliza Doolittle, I don't know, some shit like that, right? And I'm like, I don't care who she based it on. It sounds like utter shit. Like, no one in England speaks like that. No one.
No one.
I've lived here all my life, and I have never heard one single person talk like that. Not one.
I agree.
And it's like my American friend. So you know how it's the thing in America, a bottle of water, and they're like,
Bottle
try
of
and say it like a British
water,
accent.
water,
And they're like,
water,
water.
water.
And I'm like, that's not how we say it. Like, yeah, we say water, but we don't go bottle of water. No one
Yeah.
says that. We say bottle of water.
We don't talk like that. You know what I mean? We don't
And, like,
go in
he-
and go,
he
hey,
joined
can I
the
have a
call today.
hamburger?
So we were playing Fall Guys, right? And he joined the call and he went, "It's Tuesday," and I was like, "What? No one in
Tuesday.
England sounds like that." I do say Tuesday, but I don't go Tuesday like a fucking idiot.
Choose.
It's Tuesday.
It's
It's Tuesday,
innit?
Yeah, but who says Tuesday?
I know, Tuesday. That's how I say it.
It's like when you're listening to a song and you're like, "Oh, what a tune." You don't say "what a tune." What a tune?
Tuesday.
Or a tuna sandwich. You don't say a tuna sandwich.
I do say tuna sandwich. Tuna.
You're weird.
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna.
Tuna sandwich. Tuna sandwich. Tuna sandwich. Tuna pasta mayo. Bam! Banging lunches.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't do say it like that. Maybe a little bit. But I don't go, hey guys, I want a hamburger from McDonald's.
Yeah, but people in America don't do that. Okay, so it's a double standard. We do it to them. I guess,
It's
but-
totally double standard.
Yeah, but the whole bottle of water thing just really pisses me off because I'm like, no one says that.
No.
No one sounds like that.
Can I have a tea and crumpet, please?
Yeah, Americans trying to do a British accent is horrendous.
It's quite funny. But then you look at all the amazing English actors that put on American accents.
I found out today, and I was like, I know this guy's voice. So, Grey's Anatomy, sorry to come back to this, but it had to be done. So, the guy who plays Owen Hunt, right? I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole, but I was like, what's his real name? What else has he been in? What does he do with his life? So, I looked him up on Instagram to see like what he's doing, and I don't know, we're doing anything fun, my friend. Saw him talking, and I'm like, hang on, you don't sound like this. He's Scottish, right? Like heavy Scottish. And I'm like, wow, okay, like he's very American in the show. And I would not have guessed that he was not originally American. I heard his Scottish voice and I'm like, I know this voice. Not well, but I've definitely heard it. Guess who he was? Call of Duty, voice actor, Scottish. Who do you think it might be?
McTavish.
Yes, he's him. And I was like, no fucking way.
Captain McTavish.
No
Nice.
fucking way. Like he was soap in COD. And the second I heard it, I was like, this has unlocked something. I know this voice. And it's like the guy who plays Aidan Matthews in... Fuck. What the fuck is the TV show? It's like my favourite thing. Anyway, the guy who plays him in that... Can't think what it is. I'll come up with it at some point. It's on the tip of my tongue. Revenge. That's the one. Don't know how I forgot that. But anyway, the guy who plays Aidan, it's not Aidan Matthews, it's Aidan Mathis. He was the other dude from COD, whose name I just had and I've also forgot that.
Gaz.
My brain isn't braining today.
So, I don't know. Price.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Captain Price. Captain Price is played by that new guy. New Price, I think, is better than old
Yes,
Price.
Barry Sloane, that's the one. So when I heard his voice, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it now.
Ah.
Also helps that he's really hot. You're probably not interested in that, but for me, that's just a bonus. So, nice guy. Nice guy.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like actors put on accent, like that Rick from The Walking Dead.
That's what I was about to say. Andrew Lincoln, British as British comes.
Craziness.
If you heard him, speaks like Chris Eubank, proper British.
Carl.
Yeah, and then he's like, Carl. But he does make his voice go like that wispy, deep. He doesn't turn away from that.
Very like gruff.
Yeah, which must help him do the American accent. But, you know, even...
Well, look at Tom Holland though. He's been starring like in films since he was a kid with an American accent.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed he was British. I didn't know that until like Spider-Man, like the first one that he was in, came out. And then I found him on Instagram and I was like, you're not American. What the fuck?
What about, what's it called? Jason Statham, British actor, does loads of different roles.
Yeah, but isn't he always British?
Nah, he just did Beekeeper. He wasn't in that.
I don't know what that
wasn't
is.
a film. Please watch that. It's just come out of the cinema. I think it's been out of the cinema for a little bit. We do not condone people having any type of piracy towards videos or anything of that kind. So you have to go to the cinema to watch that one.
We watch ours completely legally, so we're fine.
Yes, we always have the NFL Game Pass. Okay.
Well, actually, I did. It just didn't work.
It just didn't want to work.
I did pay for it though.
And I paid. Yeah, Andrew Lincoln definitely is a big one. trying to think of anybody else who's British. Tom Hardy.
I'm thinking, what's his name? Hugh Jackman. Isn't he like Australian?
Australian. Says Margot.
Like, what the fuck?
Margot Robbie's Australian as well.
It's craziness.
And she's just done Barbie, which was American as American gets.
Hmm.
But
But then I suppose these people are like trained to do accents.
are they?
But don't you
now?
think though, all these people that have like, they put on accents for films and it's always like American, but they never get an American to do like a Liverpool accent. They never get an American and like, we're going to teach you how to speak Scouse. So I don't know, I'm just saying double standard over here. Or make them do a Scottish accent or something. Like, why is it always American?
No, that's not true.
Is it not?
No, Mel Gibson did Braveheart, which is all in Scottish.
No, okay, I'll let him off.
You watch? You
But
don't
again,
watch
like, no one does
Braveheart?
like a... No.
What's happening?
Okay, but why is no one making Americans do a Scouse accent? Because let's be honest, that would be funny as fuck, and it'd be better than Americans doing a British accent and completely butchering it.
It's probably because
Like
it's
their
such a
standard
hard
British accent that no one in Britain actually sounds like. Just teach them to do Scouse. It'd be funny as fuck. I would see that film. I don't care what the film's about. I would see it.
The guy that just played Bob Marley's British, and he did a good Jamaican accent. Watched that the other day. Took my mum out for Mother's Day, even though it's this Sunday. Love you, mum. Peace. All that shit.
To be fair, I've noticed Death in Paradise. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
Obviously set in the Caribbean. They have basically any actor from England has been in that show. Like any smaller actor, like soap actors or comedians, anything like that. Nothing big. They've all been in that. And there's one girl who was in it. Heavy, like, Caribbean accent. And I'm like, I've seen her before somewhere. And she was in Siren. Perfect American accent. And now I'm like, I don't know where she's actually from. I don't know whether the American accent was fake or the one in Death. Like, how do you sound? What do you talk like?
Yeah.
Because the accents were both that good. I'm like, what are you?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
It tends to be that the English actors turn American, if that makes sense. But the thing is, a lot of them live there, though, which will help with general day-to-day. If you're surrounded by people who speak in a certain way, eventually you will speak the same. It would only be the
Definitely.
same.
I've picked up like little things from my partner.
Yeah.
And that's been just over a year. So it's like...
That's what I mean. So you'll pick up these little mannerisms. Imagine if you're in LA the whole time, trying to get work as an actor, and you start by doing these little roles and things like that, and then you go from there. Jason Momoa does an amazing American accent, but he's Australian as well. All of these like amazing actors, most of them aren't even American.
Okay, so your favourite accent in the UK, what did you say it was? In the whole of the UK?
Ireland.
You said Irish.
Oh,
right?
yes. 100%.
Well, Ireland isn't actually in the UK, is it? Northern Ireland is.
Well, Northern Ireland don't matter. They both sound very similar.
Okay. I don't know what mine would be. I think it depends who it's on.
Okay.
I think a Scouse accent, I like it. But because everything sounds funny, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily an attractive accent.
God, I couldn't sit next to someone for longer than half an hour with a Scouse accent.
I used to play COD with a lot of Scousers, and that was an experience. That was fun.
God help you.
Hearing them getting angry in game chat, that was good. I don't know. I think I like someone who just speaks well.
Speaks.
I think if we're talking about like attractiveness, I sound very rough, very chavvy because of where I'm from. But I don't like people who sound like that. Okay, what's your favourite accent like from... Let's start smaller. Favourite accent in America? So like the Southern accent,
Oh,
New York
yeah.
accent, just the standard, bog standard Hollywood accent.
No. Southern, like, Texas accent.
Yes.
Wow. What an accent
Beautiful.
that is. Yeah, everything about it.
Give me a country singer and get him to whisper in my ear.
There's something about
Whisper to me, baby.
the country accent. It is beautiful. Like, not like full what they class as like, I don't know if this is an offensive word. You'll have to
You
Google
want to say
it
like the
and
white
bleep
trash
it.
accent,
Yeah.
don't you?
So
Yeah.
maybe not that accent, but like Southern Texan country singer style accent.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference massively.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Like you think of like young Sheldon and the way that like his mom and his grandma speak on that.
Yes.
And then you think of like Luke Combs.
Yeah, completely different.
Two very different things.
Yes. Completely different.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I
Yeah.
think that's my.
There's
my
something
favourite
about
one.
that proper Southern accent. That would be it for America. But I still don't think that would be my favourite in the Americas because...
Are you going to say Canada?
No.
Canadian?
No. Like, that, like Hispanic, Mexican or Puerto Rican women. Wow.
So that's like South American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they speak is amazing.
Yeah. See, again, I think that's different for men and women though, because on the women, I get it.
Oh yeah,
the
it's
men, I don't.
amazing on the women.
Yeah, but like it's different when it's the men. Like I don't hate it, but it just doesn't sound as nice.
The men
You
is
know?
like, how do I put it?
On a man,
I
it just
don't know.
reminds me of that guy from Sons of Anarchy, and I can't think of his name, but I can picture him.
Don't know which one you mean. And I've watched
I know
that
which
show
one I
about
mean.
7
That's all
times in a row.
That's all that matters. I know which one.
I know which one it is. That's all that matters to me. Like, yeah. Women who can speak with that Hispanic flair in their voice. Wow. Sounds amazing. Love that. But it's like American Hispanic, not from Spain. Sounds different if you're from Spain.
Yeah, no, it does.
So an accent I don't like, while we're still going on, I don't like the French accent.
Yeah, see,
And
I know with women, a lot of women are like, oh, this man can speak French and French people are hot. And I'm like, I've never got that.
no, I don't know
I'm
where
with
the
you on this one. I'm
misconception
not a
is.
fan.
Now, I have a salesman who I absolutely love to death. French. Went to Canada, stayed in French Canada in Montreal, learned English, moved to the UK. I love the guy to death, but his accent kills me to death. Not nothing that I had told him, so it's not going to be a surprise. But it kills me. It kills me. Him speaking English kills me. It's awful. It just doesn't sound right. And, you know, like if someone who is Spanish tries to speak English and how they kind of sometimes cross over their English words with Spanish words and it kind of makes sense in the end. When French people do it, because they have so many in their voice, it doesn't sound right.
I'm sorry, but you just reminded. So, have you played the game Heads Up on your phone, where you get your phone and
Yeah.
you have to, the people have to say
Yeah.
what's on the screen. You have to like to, yeah.
Yeah.
So, one of the packs on there is accents, and we play it at Christmas with my family.
Oh, I can see
And
where
my
this is
cousins do it. Like whenever French comes up, they just. I don't know. They sound like a donkey. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not going to do it because it's horrendous coming
No,
from
you
me.
got to do it. You try to
I
put me up.
can't.
No, you got to do it.
No, I honestly, it won't come out for it. Won't. Think of that girl from Little Mix trying to do the Jamaican accent. That's how it will be if I try and do a French
That
accent.
ain't it.
That's the one. Love that video. But he just makes this noise, and so they're twins, so they're very like on a level anyway. But he makes this noise, and less than half a second into it, he just goes French, and he's like, "Yep, next." I'm like, very judgmental.
Oui, oui.
It doesn't say wee wees. It says like,
That's how I can remember it because of What's the lantern called in Beauty and the Beast?
You're asking the wrong person, my guy.
I can't remember what his name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Luminous.
Or something. Yeah.
Something like that dude.
Or Lumiere.
Let's just call him
something
Loom.
like that.
That sounds more like it, more French.
Yes, he's French, and that's how he talks, just like that. Let me welcome everybody. Sound like Dracula a little bit.
That sounded more like
Dracula.
I don't know. No, I'm thinking more like
I come to suck your blood.
yeah, that's Dracula. Yours sounded more like European holiday You know the guys you meet at the bar on holiday? They're behind the bar. That's what you just sounded like.
I love you. I want you to be love of my life. I want you to spend time with me. I want you to come back with me. We have few drink. We have good time. We party a little. You know.
My dad always says. So he's a musician and he did a lot of work on cruise ships like years ago. And he was like working with them. So they'd go to, like, he did Greece quite a lot. And he's like, the Greek men, they'd get this, women on the boat, new lot come on for the week. And I'm not going to do the accent, but they turn around and they're like, oh, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
You're the beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. I love you. I love you.
Yeah, but more Greek, less Greek. Whatever that was.
I don't know.
And he's like, when they're going, they, like, the men, they're crying and they're like, oh, my beautiful love, I'm going to miss you and all this shit. And then the next block come on and you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And it's like, every week, a new lot of passengers come on. And it's like they have a script. But I have to say, Greek accent, I like that.
Greek accent.
Again, it's very like European holiday destination-y, like quite similar to a lot of others.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I like the Australian accent.
Love it.
It's great.
Love that. That's probably my favourite in the world.
It's great.
Except for in H2O where it's just really cheesy.
H2O's cheesy anyway.
Cleo. Condensation.
You do that really well, actually. That was good.
I love how people who don't even watch that show or have never watched it have seen that clip.
Yeah.
Everyone. So good. Have you seen the guy who dresses up as them and just does like little parts of the show?
No.
So he lives in the location where it was filmed.
Yeah.
And he puts on like a dress and a wig. Sometimes he has like a towel on his head instead of a wig.
Yeah.
Like a brown towel, like for brown hair. And he just goes to like the locations where they actually shot that scene and just reenacts them. And it's amazing. I've got to show you him.
You gotta look at that.
It's incredible.
That's funny, that is. I'm trying to think what the other one that is like that is called. Oh. It's a bit
if you're going to say New
empty.
Zealand.
No, that's where I want to live. That's where I want to go to.
I was going to say New Zealand accent is actually very different from Australia. I was really surprised.
Yeah, completely
But it's
different.
not actually that similar.
Completely different. That's where I would live. If you said to me, Wes, pick where you want to live for the rest of your life. You can pick anywhere you want. Not bothered. Where do you want to go and live? New Zealand. Take me there.
I'd want to live in America, but with different laws.
Can't do that. It's not part of the package.
I know you can't, and this is my problem.
Get yourself to Hawaii. That's the closest you're going to
Oh,
get.
yeah, no, see, I could do that.
That's the closest you're going to get.
That still is an American state, though, isn't
Yes.
it, technically? So surely they have the same laws.
No. So each state has its own laws.
Yeah, but some are like, aren't they like federal laws and some are like state laws? And
Yeah.
Some are...
So your federal laws are standard things like you can't go and kill someone.
Damn it.
Can't drink until you're 21. Like it matters to us. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's pretty shit, but I'm 20, I'm old now. So it's fine.
See, this is the thing. New Zealand have a fantastic government at the moment, and their country is beautiful.
Their like prime minister is a woman.
She is, yeah.
She's fucking great.
She is, she's
So I remember
amazing.
seeing her. I can't remember when it was, but I remember seeing her when something was when the COVID thing was
Lockdown.
going on.
She locked down the whole country before
And I was like,
anybody else did anything. She was the first
I was
one.
like, bitch, I love you. Not just because of that, because looking back, I'm like, lockdown in this country was like Boris Johnson was like, no one can leave their homes and no one can do
It
this.
wasn't like that in other countries. That's the
But
thing.
then they would go and do, and then it's like, you can't leave your house, but eat out to help out.
Yeah. So
And it was like, wait, what?
what New Zealand did, which
Ours was all over the place.
completely different.
Theirs was structured, and this is what you're doing. Deal with
It's
it.
dead simple. If you're from New Zealand, you have 2 weeks to get back to New Zealand. If not, we are closing the borders. Full stop.
Yeah, and wasn't it like once you got back, you were in like quarantine, like in a hotel thing for
Yep.
so long?
3 weeks. You was in 3 weeks quarantine. What they did was they put everybody in a 3-week lockdown. So they did the same thing as like what we did for like 3 months or whatever what we did it for. We did it for ages. And
I feel like everyone did lockdown and then just kind of gave up on it.
yeah,
And Boris is like, you can't go out, and everyone's like, fuck you.
yeah, that's pretty much what happened. But yeah, so 3 weeks. Once your quarantine was over, daily life continued. They did everything as normal. They survived as normal. They had the lowest spread. They had the lowest rate of deaths. They were they did it perfectly. She knew what she was doing. She wasn't stupid. And she was just like, this is what we need to do. This is how we prevent it. If you're a New Zealander and you live here, you can stay. If you don't, you need to get out of the country before we deport you. Which one's it going to be?
And can I just say, this is why women should be in power. She's like, you're doing this, and everyone's like, yes, sir. Women, I tell you, way to go.
How did Theresa May work out for us?
We don't talk about that one.
I think it's...
She had some killer dance moves.
Yeah.
So, you know, she brought something to the table.
I think the one thing that you need in especially in a government position, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but a strong figure. That's why, and controversial as this may be, have your opinions as you please. That's why Donald Trump's good for America. For all the things he does wrong, and for all the person that he is, right? There's 3 things that you need to look at when you look at someone who's ruling a country, right? These are 3 things that he did perfectly in his 4-year term. Taxes went down. Employment went up. And no wars were started or created. He caused more peace than any other US president. Now...
You say that, but when he was like, what's it called when they get into power? Or great, I don't know, something like that. He was the president. He became president.
Yeah.
There was a shit ton of riots.
Loads.
Okay, he didn't cause them, but people hated him.
People hated
And I will
it.
say, I don't know politics. I don't do politics. I don't know what the fuck he did for America, what he did right, what he did wrong. I don't know. I fucking hate that man. Me as a non-political person who has no... I don't really have a right to comment on politics because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Well, no, you do. Everybody
So
does.
anyone in the comments might be like, you know, you have no say. And I get that. I respect that. I don't. I fucking hate Donald Trump.
Everybody has their own right to dislike somebody. And I'll never have an issue with someone disliking somebody else that's in power or something like that. I will never have an issue with it. But the only thing that we can't change is facts. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I get that people dislike other people. Personally, as a person, I don't like Donald Trump. Don't like the person at all.
Yeah. And this is the thing. I don't like him, but I can't comment on like the political side of things that he did because I don't know anything about it.
But from a political standpoint, he actually did a lot for the country. And when you look at it from that perspective of what he's done versus who he is, sometimes you have to split that apart because if he wanted to drop a massive bomb on someone, it's not his choice. It's a choice of people. We're all democracies. He doesn't have the final say. He can put good ideas in the pot, but he can't be the sole person to decide whether that goes through or not. And that's the difference when you look at someone like Boris Johnson, who was putting stupid ideas in the pot. Everyone was getting pissed off because he was stupid as fuck. And then everyone wonders why the flipping hell all this shit happened. Just the way
I think
it
the
did.
main difference, and I love this, it's not a good thing at all, but I love it. The main difference between the UK and America, right? The American president says something stupid, and Americans will stand by him because he's the president. A lot of Americans will stand
it's
by
a
him
general thing.
because he's the president, and politically he's doing good stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, and they're like, yeah, okay, he was a bit stupid there, but respect our president.
Joe Biden,
America's
at the minute, fucking hell.
Fantastic and all this shit.
They are ripping the shit
Boris
out of
Johnson does something stupid and he just becomes a meme on TikTok.
He does, yeah. That's exactly what Boris Johnson is.
The thing that I love, I was explaining this to my American friend a few weeks ago. I think it was a rumour. I'm still not. Again, we're not a political podcast. I want to put that out here right now. We have no right to comment on politics, but here we are. So, a few weeks ago, there was a big thing about, oh my God, the World War III is starting and even women are going to get drafted. Everyone's going to get drafted. It's going to be like national service again, including women. I don't think it's true. It might be. I'm fucked if it is.
Yeah.
The UK. So if in America, right, Joe Biden turns around and says, World War III starting, national service is coming back, certain people are going to have to go. Americans would be like, fuck, we don't like this, but we need to do this. We need to fight for our country.
Yeah.
British people were like, fuck you, I'm not going. What are you going to do? Arrest us all?
Yeah,
no one's
straight.
going.
I'm not going.
Like, the UK just, honestly, it just became a meme. And there was people joking, like girls, when they said girls getting drafted, TikTok blew up. And it's like, sorry, I can't go. I've broke my nail. Or it's like me and the girlies in like the trenches or whatever. And they're like looking at the Russian soldier and they're like, oh, he's quite nice, And just shit like this. And I'm like, the UK has this amazing ability to make a massive joke out of anything serious. And we don't take our political people seriously. And it's not a good thing because they're in charge of our country.
I need to say this
but
one because
people just can't take them seriously.
No, they can't. I need to say this
and
one
I love it.
while you're on about the girls thing. And I have to say it. It's not what I've done. I've seen it. So I'm not getting no hate for it. Let me tell you now. And it said, women won. I'm sure you know where this is going. Women want equal rights until they're getting drafted. Then all of a sudden it's send the men to war. We will happily cook and clean.
I see your point. However, I think I'd be more effective in a war than I would be at cooking or cleaning.
You'd probably set off some bomb here cooking.
The thing is, they'd give me a gun, right? So I've done shooting before. I'm not bad at shooting. But if you gave me a gun and didn't tell me how to use that particular model, I'd be fucked.
Here's your weapon.
But me, give me a shot of adrenaline. Give me an EpiPen. Jab it in. Get me pumped up on adrenaline. I'll fuck them all up with my bare knuckles. I would literally run at the Russians and be like, bang, bang, bang. I'd die within 10 seconds. But the confidence I would go in with,
not a cheeky quick
I think my confidence alone could 360 no scope me. Can't even do it on COD. Why do I think I can do it in real life? But my eyes watering. The confidence alone, I think, would win us the war.
Potentially.
However, I think my favourite TikTok I saw about this war thing was if Brits are getting drafted, send in the Year 7s.
Damn straight.
That war would be won within
an hour.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
Send in the Year 7. They'd be swinging their fucking backpacks and the lot.
Evil bastards.
Year 7s are brutal.
They are now. Remember when we were Year 7s? We had the big backpacks on.
Terrified of the Year 11s.
Scared that we were going to get swirled. It was terrifying.
Yeah. Or stuck in a locker. Seriously, American TV really did bad things for us.
Yeah.
Because we all thought getting swirled and getting shoved in a locker was like a thing that could actually happen.
It definitely does not happen.
It does not happen. I don't know about in America, but here it doesn't happen. But it traumatised us. As Year 7s, you knew your place. You went into that school and you knew you were the bottom of the food chain.
And slowly...
The Year 11s are up here. You do not look up to them. You keep your head down. You fucking walk. And then 10 years later, they are brutal. They're a different breed.
Yeah.
Different breed.
Like, literally, to be fair, it was still the same when we first started. As in, when I was in Year 11, the Year 7s were still big backpacks when I left school.
They were, but I feel like they were much braver.
No.
They were braver than we were in year 7. Oh, they definitely were.
No, other than the fact you got the odd year 7, which you knew their brother or something. So they'd be like, oh, it's Wes,
Oh, yeah, and they thought they were it.
Wes, yeah.
They thought they were
I'm
like
the fuck are
an
you?
honorary year 11, and you're like, know your place.
Yeah.
Know your fucking
Don't
place.
fucking be around here acting like that, son. Don't be acting like that.
But yeah, this whole war thing, I just love the UK's ability to just take the piss out of it. And like I say, in America, I was explaining this to my friend, and he's like, yeah, but you'd have to go. And I'm like, but no one in the UK would. We would literally go out of our houses. Arrest me now, big man. What are you going to do? None of us would give a shit. Not one single fuck would be found. Right?
And
I think this one guy said it perfectly. Right? So he's like, Rishi Sunak, you want to start a war? You want to get this country involved? You go out there and fucking fight. You want to act like a big man and give it the big talk, like we can win? You go fucking win it. You go fucking win it, right? Because I ain't doing it. I ain't doing your job for you.
Oh, guys. Another completely weird and wacky episode, which went from accents to favourite adverts to talking about political parties and places where there is amazing political
World War
things and not, and World War Three. Everything you can think of. Boom. Take that for you. But I just want to say thank you for your support. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, get in touch with us. Ellie's putting a lot of time into editing TikToks and shorts or whatever they're called, things. I don't know what they're called. You know what I mean.
I haven't quite mastered YouTube Shorts yet.
Or what's the other one?
The Instagram
Facebook
Reels
one.
and that. Reels?
That's what
like
it's
Instagram
called.
and Facebook
That's what
Reels.
I meant, yeah. Instagram and Facebook Reels, them. She's on it 24/7. This woman does not rest until the What This Time podcast is shown everywhere. So please support the pages. Like them, comment on them, share them with your friends. You never know. You might hate us, but your friends might love us. So at least just show them.
No one hates us. We do now have a Facebook page as well, guys. So there isn't a lot on there at the moment because I don't really use Facebook. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with it. So we're kind of testing the waters with it. So follow the Facebook page.
Facts.
You know? Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Discord.
All the links for everything is in the description below. Please look. Please get involved. It's all we want from you guys. Nothing more. A little bit of love, a little bit of affection. Let us know that you're enjoying the content. Ellie, is there anything else you'd like to say?
And that is all from me.
In Abyssal!